Coming from these Philly streets, walking to my own beat, telling noisemakers I won't compete, cause I know I'm gonna be a beast. I go hard for what I want, I go hard for what I need. Travel
that since people are calling and inboxing me and texting me about this, I wanted to go ahead and put this information out there for people to hear. So, again, let me know where you're tuning in from, and I'm going to go ahead and jump on in here. So, tonight, I want to talk about this because people are saying, Denise, I got kids, so why didn't I get the child tax credit? And I'm telling y'all, a lot of people are confused about this credit because social media has people thinking that everybody that everybody is their child is going to get that $2,000 credit when they tax return. And that's not how it works. So I just wanted to take a time out and break this down the way it makes sense so you can understand. So one of the things is why so many people are not receiving this child tax credit, why your child being 17 changes everything, and why some families actually receive more money through their earned income credit rather than the child tax credit. And this, if you know somebody who have kids, this conversation is definitely for them. So make sure that you're sharing this live because I promise you there's a lot of people who are out here and confused about this child tax credit and these earned income credits. So let me break it down for y'all. So now, to start off with the biggest misunderstanding that people see every single year is people think if I have a child, I automatically get $2,000 on my tax return. That's what people think the child tax credit is. But the IRS has rules. And if you don't meet those rules, you're not going to get that credit. Now, here's the rule that trips a lot of people up. For the child tax credit, the child must be under 17 years old at the end of the tax year. Let me say that again, because there's a lot of confusion that comes on here. The child must be under 17. That means if your child turned 17, even if it's the day before the end of the year, they no longer qualify for the child tax credit. So a lot of parents come to me saying, my child is 17, why didn't I get the credit? And it's because once they hit 17 years old, they age out of the child tax credit. Now, when the child turns 17, they move into a different category. Instead of getting the child tax credit, the IRS may give them sometimes a credit called other dependent credit. Again, other dependent credit, not child tax credit. And that credit is only up to, I'm going to say that again, up to $500. And here's the key thing. That credit is not refundable, meaning if you already owe zero in taxes, that credit doesn't even increase your refund. So a lot of people don't even see it. And let me just break that down for you because I don't think some people don't understand that. So let me break it down for you. Let's just say you went to a restaurant and your bill, say, was $20. And you can imagine, let's just say somebody gave you a $20 coupon for pay your food for that at the restaurant. You give them that $20 coupon for your $20 bill, and the coupon brings your bill down to zero. But here's the thing. The restaurant is not going to give you extra money back just because you gave them a coupon for $20. That just wiped away your bill. So that's exactly how the non-refundable tax credit works. If your tax bill is already zero, the credit doesn't give you extra money. It can just reduce what you owe, not increase your refund. So if somebody already owes nothing in their taxes, that $500 other dependent credit doesn't really do anything for them. And that's why a lot of people will say, I didn't see that credit on my return. It's not that it wasn't there. It just couldn't do anything for them because they didn't have a bill for it to go against because they was already at zero. So I wanted that to be understood because there are so many people who don't understand that other child tax, that other dependent credit. Now, here's a part that many people don't understand as well. Sometimes families actually receive more money from their earned income tax credit than they do in their child tax credit. Depending on your income, I'm going to say that again. Depending on your income and the number of children you have, you may get your earned income tax credit can be thousands of dollars. So, for example, someone who got 2 or 3 kids may receive 3,000, 4,000, 6,000, or more in an earned income credit. And sometimes the refund that people are getting is actually their earned income tax credit and not the child tax credit. And people don't realize that. So, for y'all people out there, I ain't trying to put you on blast, but them people that be trying to get their kids, like, here, I want you to claim these kids, and this is that and the other, and you do that, what happens is sometimes you're not that person. You be like, oh, I want this. I want you to give me $2,000 for this child. However, guess what? You didn't even get $2,000 for that child. You actually, whoever filed them taxes, that's all off of their income. So that's their earned income tax credit. So y'all better be careful when y'all do. That's why I say don't be lending people y'all kids when it comes to these tax seasons and stuff, because some people don't realize that that money is not even a child tax credit. Sometimes it could just be an earned income tax credit. Another thing that people don't understand when it comes to tax refunds is that they change every single year. People will say, I got more money on my taxes last year, but refund change because things like your income changed, your child got older, your filing status changed, there was different tax credits being used, or even changes in the tax law. So just because your refund look a certain way one year, it doesn't mean it's going to look the same way the following year. And the reason a lot of people get confused with this is because in 2021, when the government expanded that child tax credit and gave everybody them full payments, and people was getting those monthly checks, and people got their full credit, they was like, they thought that's just how it goes. But that program ended, and we're back to the standard tax rules when it comes to that child tax credit. So here's some advice for y'all parents. When it comes to taxes, make sure that you're paying attention to your child's age for tax purposes. Again, you getting that child tax credit up to really 16 years old. You getting the other dependent credit when they're 17 years old. And then they pretty much, you pretty much can get the other dependent credit if your child, let's just say your kid goes to college, because you can claim your kids up until age 24 if they're in college. So for those kids, you can get that other dependent credit for those kids from 17 to 24. So that credit, just keep that in mind. 17 to 24 will be that other dependent credit, which is up to $500. And again, depending on your income, you may not receive it if you don't owe a tax liability, or if there's no tax that is needed for it, you may not even see it. So keep that in mind. Also, make sure you have valid social security numbers, and make sure whoever is doing it, that they understand how the credit works, because a lot of people are leaving money on the table simply because they don't understand these rules. Now, I don't know, who's on here or whatever, but if you're on here in the comments, just let me know. Did anyone notice that their refund changed this year, even though you still have kids? Or do anyone on here notice that they received the earned income tax credit, but not a child tax credit? If you did, just drop in the comments, because I want to see where people are experiencing this tax season, because I know I've been getting contacts on this, and I've been explaining this to people on how some people may not see anything for a child tax credit, that they're probably receiving it from their earned income credit because of either their income or the fact that the age of their child. Because some people was always thinking, oh, if our kid is 17, they're still in that bracket. But no, it ends at 16. So 17, no. Okay. So I hope I cleared that up for some of y'all. Anybody who had any kind of confusions on that child tax credit and that earned income credit. And if you found this information helpful, make sure you share this live with someone. Tag someone who has some kids who filing taxes, or follow the page for more tax tips and business education, because my goal is to make sure that people understand the process and get their businesses and finances right. And as always, thank y'all for rocking with your girl. And until next time, y'all have a blessed and safe weekend. And I'll talk to y'all again. And don't forget, Thursdays is my Talk It Out with D&D, where we talk about all things. And this week, Thursday, I'm going to be showing y'all, if you are a business owner, a tool that is going to change your life, an all-in-one tool that's going to have it all. So make sure y'all stay in tune with us on Thursday at 7 p.m. So have a great weekend, y'all. And I hope this helped y'all with the child tax and the earned income credit. Bye-bye.